Where are we right now?
Gravel pit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh? We have a gaping hole. We got this gaping hole by using big rocks like this, smaller rocks like this with points, breaking down these big rocks and getting some beautiful rock like this. Fractured, different variations of blues, internal hardcores. You can see some of the blue fragments behind me. So what I've learned from this is rock breaking isn't my way anymore. And I own a $100,000 rock breaker. I'm going to buy a drill rig so I can Swiss cheese it and use Dexpan and other expanding routes. And then I'm going to just change the way it all runs. So I'm sick of using rock breakers. Yeah, it doubles my rate, but it triples the destruction on my machine. Yeah, I make quick cash, but it's not worth the destruction costs. So I'm going to change the way things are done. We're about 15 grand into it. So what I've discovered from this is there's new ways to do things. But the greatest discovery is what I can accomplish with it. So I can say, these are actually some of the nice boulders I've used in a long time. I'm actually shipping a whole crap load of it over to my farm for a premium. It definitely makes a difference to have rocks that look nothing like others. So as the guy down the street who's in the movie industry, he films high-end commercials for big corporations, he said we pay a lot of money to have rocks like these made. So that's what he said. So I'm going to try to change up a couple things in my company. I like doing specialty work. I hate doing run-of-the-mill jobs. If I'm going to do run-of-the-mill jobs, I'm going to do it on my own sites, and I'm going to do it in a different way. But I just bought a rock drill for post holes, 12-inch, imported it from Melbourne. But I want to get small rock drills, because there's no way you're going to fill up a 12-foot hole with Dexpan. Each hole would cost you a couple thousand. So I'm going to get a proper rock drill, air drill attachment for one of my excavators, and I'm just going to turn that 304 maybe into a permanent drilling machine or back and forth. So stay tuned and see what we can accomplish next, and wait till you see what this thing looks like when it's done. This is what we get from dropping rocks. It's almost as if turning it to basically powder. Trying to get a grade. It works. There's so much we still need to do here. I feel like I've made some good headway today. I've managed to get most of everything that looks small, messy right in front of me. Alright guys, that wind is absolutely howling. You know, it's on days like today that I'm really loving my Clark Pacifica. Polarized, bulletproof. I forget what they're made out of, but I've already slammed them in the door and they're still good, no scratches. So we've got quite a bit done in a couple hours. We've got this area lowered down. We started to fracture that. Where the bucket is moving, but it's moving in the shape of a bus. A really good sized small bus. It's about the size of that Dodge Caravan. This stuff comes out pretty weak. It's not super amazing for being a full structure, but I'm going to have to cap it with about a foot of road base. Might be able to get away with 6 inches to start, but we've got to have a separation, otherwise it'll keep counting out. So coming over to here, we haven't daylighted it yet, meaning cut it through to the other side, but we definitely got a good chunk in there. So there's a lot of rock. I gotta like move all of that all out of the way, sub-dig it, and then move it all back in. So that means I've got to move a whole bunch of rocks first. So we've got a lot of good splitting. We've got a lot of orbs. See that? Split most of them. So pieces like this, that's going to be part of my waterfall. I'm going to make the most beautiful property on that farm property. The joys of owning machinery. So here's the problem. We've got these massive rocks we got to be able to lift up. I'm never going to do anything with them here unless I fracture them. So I got to fracture them down. This is easy to dig through, but then you'll get a cap in there, and then you'll get pieces like this. So as long as I keep getting out to examine the rock, let's see these fractures down here. So if I can get a rock to fall, hit that, that might drive enough force that I can get a little bit of lift. There's techniques to do this. You really got to get crafty with it. I'm hoping I don't need to blast this one, but this one actually is the size of a minibus. We're trying to go from that grass elevation close all around the ridge. Now I just got to focus on this center part. Most of it's going to come out. As long as I keep working around, keep occasionally hitting it, letting the rock relax again, fly at hitting it again. So it makes a difference. But what we're going to do, carry on. We're also generating a lot of material down here where there isn't any. This will kind of alleviate a lot of the costs. So thank you from Clark Pacific Excavating. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're starting to work on our YouTube channel. We've got 5,700 patrons on my TikTok channel. So we're doing good over there, like 30 something on my YouTube. So I guess the reality is I need to start making better videos. Look at that big fraction. So all I got to do now is get that rack to lift. That one is still a 10,000 pound rock, maybe 8,000. But this sandstone is impossible to rock break. It's like pounding a pillow all day. It sucks at blasting because the hole where the dynamite goes off will turn to powder and everything above it will stay as a cap. So this is a new way, using some big rocks to be able to get this. Stay tuned and have a wonderful time. Figure I'd get another video in before it gets too dark out. So we've got quite a bit more. There's another couple hours. We started basically production at 9, and now we've got this whole section from that pile squared out right to the property line. Look at the colors in that rock. Oh, we're gonna make some magic with this at my farm. So we produced all of that rock right there. We've got to be at least 10 truckloads. We've done this by using bigger boulders, splitting them. Look how far we've got down. That was a hump going up. Still having to struggle with this big bugger over here. This one right in here. So let's take a bird's eye view of this. Alright, so it's pretty deep from where I am right now. And now we just got one little peninsula over there. And then we'll have successfully removed 150 by 120, 130 feet, about 6-7 feet deep of rock. Now the reason why this was a problem on this site is we budgeted to build only a riding ring. We analyzed it as being dirt. Now, I never physically came and looked at the site, but from the pictures and we didn't see this ridge of rock right through the center. Because of the ridge, we had to lower everything else around it just to get rid of that ridge. So everything I'm doing is working up towards that ridge and then pulling out the ridge. Just to try to take out the ridge, I would have had to bring the breaker in, blast it, lots and lots of bullcrap of money. So this changed the game. Well, look at the size of these boulders. They're massive, and these are the split versions. So everything that I'm putting on the road has all been split. Made it way harder. I love the cat machines, by the way. You'll notice all my machines cat. I got a massive fleet of them. I'm starting to decide to hire guys back on again. Basically, been here, solo, a couple guys here and there, but mainly other than the snow company. But excavating wise, it's just been me flat out balls to the wall, doing whatever I could. But I think I decided I found a couple of really good guys that fit the bill. More about the character, less about their skills. Skills trainable. To the right guy with a good character, skills trainable. To the guy with really good skills and a good character, not the idea. And then after it gets dark, I'm going to hoe chuck as much as I can in that direction. Hoe chuck is, that's the hoe. That's the hoe. It's chucking. That's hoe chucking. Go. Oh, look at the wind. Oh my gosh. Woo! Holy crap. Hey guys, welcome to Clark Pacific Excavating. We managed to get a whole bunch of rock out of here. Let's go check this out. So, blowing like crazy today. So, these boulders are quite big. One with buckets on is about an 8x8. That's basically a 336 machine. It's about a 34 ton machine. It's 329. We got down about a good 6 feet over here today, and now we're following that seam up. There's a really hard nugget right there. Right there. That is already broken. At least 3 or 4 really big boulders have shattered. So I'm going to work back to that and try to create a seam and then try to get under it. When you're working with this kind of rock, you're trying to create a lift. Otherwise, it's like pounding a pillow. So I was worried about going too deep. Now I don't really care. Now I just need these rocks to move. I'll build it up after. We're going to come back at this after. We may just blitz it off quick this summer, which is not normally what I would do, but it's, you know, it'd take me a day to flatten this out 100 by 100, maybe another day to pack and final grade it. And if we can get away with just doing that and not have to bring it up in lifts like a structural, you know, we can come back in a year from now and put another layer of road base on. We're going to hopefully get good enough compaction by completely saturating the soil. I'll pre-soak the material, then let it sit for a day, and then get in here with a big drum roller, basically packing a big pile of soupy muck is kind of what I want. I want it to be very saturated. I want to have where the packer's sinking in really good. That way, if we stay off it for a month and come back to it in a month, then it'll be totally like a brick. Almost, you know, not back to natural state, but it'll definitely be up to probably a 90% compaction. No, that's wrong. We probably could achieve 96%, no problem. 95 is structural. We could achieve 96, but we're not going to get 96 throughout the thing. So the top core, top 2 feet we will. Hopefully we can hit it with enough water. With this area over here, this is the next area I'm going to chew at. I'm going to spend the next couple hours before the end of the day chewing at this area. I just managed to, you know, I've been pounding this for the last 2-3 hours, and I just managed to get all of these big boulders out of here. There's a bunch over there. These are the money. These ones with the orbs. People pay big dollars for those. We've got a mountain of them. So my game plan is to try to alleviate some of the cost with the client, my cost to the client, by selling a bunch of the rocks. And that's the key component. I ordered these online. I'm going to call them the Clark Pacifica glasses. They are polarized, UV blue lighting. I use them for driving at nighttime. I used them for the entire plow storm, and I was able to see way more definition. My eyes didn't dry up and get as strained as they normally would. Took a lot of stress off my eyes. We've got to focus on something important. I've always worn polarized glasses ever since I had laser eye surgery, and I find these to be top-notch ones. I dropped them. I've actually even slammed them in the door. They're designed to go back in. I was actually blown away. I thought I destroyed them. I was so upset. And then I put them back together in a couple minutes. And there's nothing wrong with them. So they're designed to be indestructible. And they pretty much are. Stay tuned for Clark Pacific Excavating. Please like and subscribe and follow us on our new YouTube channel.